All right, my name is Alhaji Rasheed Olariwaju. I work with AIT. I'm head of Bureau in Cross River State. Well, it's a privilege, and I consider it as an opportunity as well to speak about Starcross TV today. I remember some 10 years plus ago, I was part of the pioneer team that was assigned to come and give a kind of development or background talk about TV broadcast stations and, of course, TV journalism. And myself, at least I can remember Peter Okon, of course, late Tom Moses, and a few others were called as a professional to come and be part of it. When I was called, the first thing that came across my mind was that, this is a church TV station. Why Rasheed? A Muslim. But again, I checked very well, and I know that the role of religion has not in any way play a major role in professionalism. That is one. Two, brotherhood, as it were, has been a major partner with the Muslim community in Cross River State and in Nigeria. So with those two backgrounds, it now gave me hope that I'm actually in the right place. And after I did my presentation, I think Oga and others who organized the program went to play back our presentation to Father. And some days later, we were called. I remember Father gave me a special prayer that day. In fact, he drew me close and he prayed for me. I was still looking for that picture because I knew that there was a particular picture we took that even made the headline of the Trumpet newspaper at that time. So, 10 years down the line, Starcross has propagated media evangelism beyond Nigeria. It has shown to the world that things can be done and done properly even in Nigeria, even in Africa. Starcross has gone beyond Cross River, beyond South-South, beyond Nigeria. It has become a black thing. It has become an African media. I remember at that time the discussion that we had at the time was that how is it going to be, establishing a TV station in Calabar that was not media savvy and media friendly in quotes at the time. How profitable is it going to be? How is it going to be done and all that? Do they take it to Lagos? Do they take it to Abuja? Do they take it to Port Harcourt? But at the end of the day, the team led by Father said it must be at the headquarters of Brotherhood in Cross River State. And today, Starcross is transmitting from Calabar to the world. 10 years down the line, I think the success story is mega. It shows that anything that is worth doing is worth doing well. I'm fulfilled that I was part of this process right from the beginning, and even up to now, I'm still monitoring what is going on in Starcross. I can only pray that in another 10 years, Starcross would have dominated the continent of Africa. I can only pray that in another 10 years, Starcross would have dominated the entire global space, preaching evangelism, talking about how to win souls, and of course how to make heaven. Talking about what black, can do to other parts of the world. And so far so good. It has been a success story. I want to use this medium to especially commend the father, leader Lumba Obu, and of course the management team, the team that was pioneered by Mr. Oga Sim, who actually midwife this process as part of the management team. And of course, those who have contributed one way or the other to the success story of Starcross. Starcross has 10, the sky is just your limit. You are starting now, 10 years another, 10 years another, 10 years another. By the time we are celebrating 50 years of Starcross, Starcross would have become CNN of the world and even beyond. Thank you very much.
evening to you, beloved audience. Thank you so much for joining us. Anywhere you're watching us from, welcome. And I really want to use this opportunity to thank you for staying glued to Starcross TV. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for always being there for us on Starcross TV. Anytime and every time we call you, you're always there. Thank you so much. I know why it's as if I'm giving my vote of thanks or something, but I know why I'm doing that because today, looking at us again on the screen, you can see that we are back again with our legal program that we usually have here on Starcross TV, and of course, we are coming back again strong, good, sound, and this time around, episodes that you have missed, we are bringing it all back to you. So this is Regnum Legal Education and Evangelistic Program. Yeah, we evangelize in the process of teaching you legal matters as well. As you all know, of course, this program cannot go ahead or cannot complete or cannot even start without the legal practitioners. Before I introduce them, my name is Joy Dambo, and of course I welcome you to the Legal Education and Evangelistic Program Regnum. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, introduction. Yeah, starting with my immediate left is Barrister Osim. Good evening, sir. Barrister Roland Osim. Good evening, sir. I'm sure you're a regular host of this program.
Thank you.
Good evening. Should I wish you a happy new year? Because this year we've not had Regnum on this screen. So let me say happy new year. It is so funny how we say happy new year in the middle of the year. Okay, so yes, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Welcome.
How about you?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, sitting next to him, of course, is our very own honorable senior barrister Kenneth Itorobase. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
We are so happy to see you back again on sets, as always. I know you always have this very, lovely smile when you are happy. I hope you're happy today.
I'm happy.
When I see your teeth, I will know you're happy. Of course. All right. So yeah, without wasting much of your time, because we're already running out of time for today, this is just intro we are doing today, because since we haven't seen you on the screen, we just want to remind you that Regnum Legal Teachings is back again on Starcross TV, and of course I'll be your host till whenever. Okay, so yeah, today we have an interesting topic that we will be going into. I don't really know much about legal matters. That is why I'm here to learn, and also for you to also learn. Those of you that have legal issues and don't know how to handle your situations, we have Starcross TV to help you. That is why you should always pay attention to all of our topics and listen to the one that you know can help you in terms of issues that you're having and you don't know how to go about with it. The legal program is here to guide you on how to go about, be it church matters or company matters, anywhere, individuals. The legal program is here to guide you through on legal matters strictly. And without saying much, let's go straight into the topic of today. Today we're having the topic of discuss today is an appraisal of the determination of contracts of employment. That is the topic of today. Just in case you didn't get it right, the topic of today again is an appraisal of the determination of contracts of employment. Yes, that is the topic of discuss today. Now, it's also sounding very heavy in my head, but I want the legal practitioners to break it down for me. I want to start by knowing what is this topic all about. There is determination, there is appraisal, there is contract, there is employment. What are all these things doing together? So I want to understand the topic, Barrister Kenneth, sir.
Yeah, an appraisal of the determination of contracts of employment. We are going to look at what is an employment, because if there is no employment, you cannot determine.
Okay.
And now when you talk about determination, you are looking at bringing to an end. That is what the lawyers call determination. Bringing, that is in simple terms, it simply means bringing to an end a contract of employment. So we are going to look at we know what a contract of employment is. When we talk about appraisal, we look at the types of contracts of employment, we look at the rules book, we look at how that contract is performed, the duties of the employer and the duties of the employee, and then we look at how we can bring that contract of employment to an end.
Okay.
Yes, so that's what the topic. But
all
it's a large
about.
topic.
Yes,
I'm
it's
not
very
sure,
large.
I'm
It's
not
very
sure we
large.
can finish.
Of course, that's why I
today.
say today is just an intro.
Yeah.
We just want to introduce what this topic is all about. We are
Yes.
going to have at least 2 episodes of this topic. So today is just an introduction day, and to also remind you that Regnum Legal Practitioners is back again on StarCross TV. So do well to share the link, send a friend to send a friend to tell a friend, and to call a friend and invite a friend that StarCross TV is live and we are discussing legal matters. So please do well to share the link. Kindly join us as well on our YouTube platform. Feel free to ask any question via our YouTube page, and you can as well phone us in. So before we go straight into details of today, let's just take a very brief break and we shall be right back. Don't go away, we are just starting. In the midst of media deprivation to facilitate the teachings and doctrinal practices of the new kingdom of God on earth, the StarCross inspiration was birthed over 10 years ago in the Rainbow Nation of South Africa. As you know, no one can successfully fight an idea which time has come. StarCross television was officially switched on by the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, His Holiness Olimba Ubu. It's exactly 10 years since the Word of God started its journey through motion pictures to the nooks and crannies of the earth, with StarCross television as a major facilitator. Countless testimonies have come in attestation of the supreme might and power of the God of Brotherhood. For 10 years, StarCross television has led the path of media evangelism in the kingdom. For 10 years, quality programs have been broadcasted, both live and pre-recorded. For 10 years, StarCross television has stayed true to her mandate to enlighten, empower, and educate millions of believers and unbelievers alike as a means of upholding the mandate of the Holy Father centered on uniting the entire world under one sheepfold. My name is Archer Charles, and I invite you all to join us as we celebrate 10 years as the voice of the universe. Join us as we reaffirm our commitment to the spread of the gospel of the new kingdom. Join us as we take a walk into a new era on Monday the 29th to Sunday the 4th of June 2023 at the BCS World Headquarters, 34 Amber Street, Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. May the Father's blessings be upon you as you share in our joy. Cheers to more successful years ahead. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying on to the legal program. This is Regnum Legal or Continuous Education and Evangelistic Program. We are here to educate you legally, and we are also here to preach to you legal matters in an evangelical way. All right, thank you so much for staying on. If you're just joining us, my name is Joy Dambo, and I have Barrister Kenneth and Barrister Osim here in the studio with me, and we are talking about an appraisal of the determination of contracts of employment. So that is the topic of discourse. Yeah, Barrister Kenneth said that before we even go into determination or contracts, we need to know what employment is all about. So let's start with employment, because they say without employment there can't be any determination or appraisal. So let's go into what employment is. Barrister Simpson.
Yes, generally,
yeah,
a contract is an agreement between two persons or more, which legal obligations are created, which the law can act upon.
okay.
Now, contract of employment is a legally binding agreement between the employer and the employee, whereby this agreement spell out the relationship between them. It is usually it is usually an agreement that defines the requirement, mode of compensation, and mode of determination.
Okay.
It spells out the obligations of parties. That is to say, in agreement, there must be two parties to that agreement before it can be an agreement. Then, to be very specific, Section 91 of Labor Law, the Labor Act, defines an agreement as define contract of employment as an agreement, whether written or oral, express or implied, whereby one person employs the other as a worker, and that other person agrees to work for the to serve the employer as a worker. That is to say, one person now will, employ the other one, and then the other person has to accept to work for him as a worker. So that is the definition of contract of employment.
Okay, thank you so much, Barrister Sim. Barrister Kenneth, you agree with that?
Yes, I 100% agree with him.
Of course.
It is, to me, a contract of employment is what we call a consensus between one person and the other. And now that consensus spells out the rights and responsibilities of both parties. It also spells out the obligation of both parties to the contract, to the agreement, that one person will serve the other. One will be a master. When we start discussing, we'll find out that we'll be talking about the traditional master-servant relationship. While one has agreed to become a master, the other has agreed to become a servant. So that is a contract of employment. And then in that contract, what is being spelled out most times are the terms of the agreement, the terms of the contract is being spelled out, the consideration, that is what we call the remuneration, the benefits. You understand? By the time Mr. A